Alright, so I was just going to do some read some comments, some hate mail or hate comments and rude comments, and then read some regular comments. One of the reasons I wasn't real fired up about doing a YouTube video at first, or a YouTube channel at first, was because of all the hate I seen on some of the ones I watch. Started watching mechanical YouTube videos probably 3-4 years ago, and it's with anything. You see a lot of hate and a lot of ignorant comments. And that was one of the things I wasn't real excited about doing or seeing on my own channel when I first started it. I've actually been pretty lucky. Obviously, my channel is pretty small still and doesn't have much exposure, but I would say 99.9% of all the comments are, positive or just normal people asking questions. But I do get those ones here and there that can be ignorant. But anyway, I was just going to read some of them. This is one I get a lot. This is on my video on the 2015 Dodge Caravan, and it said, "Too much talking doesn't show how the work is actually done," which, if I had any criticism, one of the more common criticisms I get is I talk too much on the videos, which is possible, but I make the videos, put the information in there that I would want to see if I was doing it, and kind of explained my reasoning by some of the things I do. If that means I talk too much, that's just what it means. Free video, you can fast forward or watch someone else. I have tried to limit my talking on some of them. But anyway, and then as far as doesn't show how the work is actually done, all I can say about that is, when I first started filming, I thought it'd be easy just to film my work, and that would just be, wouldn't take that much time and whatever. But something people don't realize when you're actually doing these videos, like on this one, the thermostat housing is probably 4 inches from the frame rail or the inner fender well there. For me to get a camera in there, get my tools in there, in my hands, all that, it's just not possible. So some of the stuff you have to actually just kind of explain what you're doing, show them the best you can, and then move on. You can't get the camera in there and show everything. And then on the same video, somebody posted just recently, "Wow, worthless video. What Richard said, plus using equipment that you do-it-yourselfers don't have." Okay, well, the video is titled 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan P0128. The only equipment that I use, a do-it-yourselfer may not have, is a scan tool. And the scan tools I use are expensive, but a cheap scan tool will tell you the same, will tell you what code it is normally. So I'm not sure what he's talking about there. I guess he's talking about my scan tool. But I have to have a scan tool to know what the code is and to diagnose it and fix it. So I don't, there's only so much I can do there. Even a cheap scan tool will tell you what the code is, which is, I think, didn't rewatch the video. I was shot about 6-7 months ago, but I don't think there was anything in there very technical. The P0128 is just when the car doesn't heat up fast enough for the computer, and it sets that code. It's usually a thermostat on the Dodges, and I just use my scan tool to this one. This is about 3 months ago. I did a video on a Ford Ranger, the back drums. It's not the disc, but the drum brakes. I know a lot of people struggle with those still, and I showed a video on how to change out the drum pads or drum shoes on a Ford Ranger. This guy said, "Stupid video, didn't show how to take the drum off." Okay, well, if you can take a wheel off, you can take a drum off, they slide off. Now I know sometimes that they seize on there and there's all kinds of issues with that, but that wasn't what this video was about. These particular hubs or drums came right off, and I didn't show taking the drum off, which all you do is grab a hold of it and slide it off. Like I said before, I know there's all kinds of things that can happen. The drum won't slide off, but I didn't cover that in this one because it wasn't an issue. And then I responded to him and said, maybe next time have your wife take your drum off before you do the pads. And then we kind of went up back and forth. But he kind of down at one point and said, "Well, all I wanted to know is if it was seized." And I said, "Well, Normally you don't start out with saying a stupid video and then want help from somebody. But anyway, I don't take it personal. I think it's kind of funny, but we did kind of go back and forth a little bit. This isn't really a comment against me or the channel. He just said, nice truck. This was on a mid-90s F-150. I did a ignition switch on, where you pull the steering wheel and pull the tumbler out. Anyway, he said, nice truck. All these rice burner trucks and Rams make me mad. So I guess he doesn't like foreign trucks and Rams, and they make him mad. I thought that was a little entertaining. Not sure why they would make you mad. This guy here kind of got under me a little bit because we went back and forth a little bit on this. This was on a newer Dodge Caravan, and what the problem was, she called me and said her car wasn't running right. I went and picked it up, and it was ended up being a coil pack, and I showed how to diagnose the coil pack and fix it. And the thing was, on this one, the woman that had the van works for like a gig economy. She does like DoorDash and Postmates and all that. She doesn't have a lot of money, and she was in the process of getting kicked out of her apartment and all this other stuff going on, and she just needed her car fixed because she used it to make the money, which I understood that. And anyway, this guy's mad because I didn't tell her, or I didn't change all the spark plugs. He says 100,000 miles and you don't change the spark plugs. What kind of mechanic are you? You are. What kind of mechanic you are? Well, I'm the kind of mechanic that just fixes what's wrong with it. I did tell her that she was due for plugs. She knew that, but she didn't have the money to do it. And I kind of responded to this guy and told him that I can only fix what the customer wants fixed. And he said, well, I should have changed all the plugs. And I said, well, I'm supposed to pay for that out of my own pocket and do all the labor for nothing. You know, I'm in the St. Louis area. It's not exactly a rich area, and a lot of my customers, I have some customers that will pay whatever, you know, if something's wrong, they get it fixed, they'll pay whatever it costs. And then I have some people that are on a budget and they can only get what they can get, can only afford whatever it needs, and that's it. So I'm not going to turn you away or tell you, well, I'm not going to fix this car. If he was basically telling me I should have told her I won't fix it unless I can change all the plugs. Which on those Chryslers, I changed about 80,000, 90,000. I like to go to 100,000. And if I remember right, this one did have a little over 100,000, which he's right about that. But if she don't have the money or she can't change it, then you know, what am I supposed to do? I did her, you know, he's acting like I'm a bad mechanic, but I got the car back on the road for her. It's running, still running fine to this day, a year later. So. This guy is mad. I did 2002 Mitsubishi Galant, and it says, I love how you edit the video out and did not show how to line up mounts when putting them back on. Okay, well, I didn't edit the video. I didn't edit it out. I didn't show if I'm going to put bolts into a motor mount. On this particular car, I did I think the lower one, and you wouldn't be able to get the camera down in there and show lining them up anyway. If you don't know to move the engine a little bit to line them up, you probably shouldn't be doing the job. But he thinks that I'm editing out stuff. Like it goes back to the original thing where you can't always get the camera in there, get the tools, your arm, your everything in there. It's not as easy as you think it is to film some of these videos. I'm not crying about it or whining about it, but that's the reason why. You know, I may explain why I'm doing what I'm doing instead of showing exactly what I'm doing. This guy was commenting on 2011 Malibu, my video on changing the steering sensor when the steering wheel twitches, you don't have power assist. He said my 2009 is the biggest POS I've ever owned. So that's how he feels about the Malibus, the newer Malibus. This one I found a little entertaining just because of the way she worded it. It wasn't necessarily, she's not really complaining or anything, but I did a rack and pinion on a 2011 Ford Fusion, electric one, and she says, what causes a rack and pinion to go out? Will catching a flat tire do it? So she's asking me, I guess if she had a flat tire would it cause it, but she said, will catching a flat tire do it? Thought that was kind of funny. Talking about catching a flat tire. This guy was mad. I did a video on, if you don't know, a lot of the newer Chryslers don't have transmission dipstick tubes. I did a video on how to take your oil dipstick tube and mark it to where you can kind of check your transmission fluid. It's not super accurate, but it's good enough to keep your transmission from blowing up or going out if you check it and it's low or whatever. And I think I did it on a Dodge Caravan, and this guy's mad because he said his is Mopar fan 300C. This guy's very particular about how I word things, but the title of the video was Dodge Vehicles, Caravan, Jeep, Avenger, no transmission dipstick. He says, it's Chrysler Vehicles. Dodge is not a parent company. Therefore, they're called Chrysler Vehicles, not Dodge. You're going to confuse people. So I guess he assumes people are really not on it because if you have a Jeep or even a Dodge Avenger, you may get confused if I call it Dodge instead of a Chrysler. Which, if you want to get technical, Chrysler's owned by Fiat now, so, you know, take it for what it is. I think that's kind of ridiculous to be that. This guy was commenting on, I guess he's from a different country. His name is Joby Bad. He was commenting on a knock sensor I did on a Honda. He said, I love American common sense. And this guy was commenting on a 2003, 2005 SRT4 clutch replacement. He said, terrible video. Which I thought that was actually a pretty good video. I showed how to change out the fork mount and put the better one in there, which is kind of a weak point on those SRT4s. Gave the part numbers and all that. So I thought that was a pretty good video, but evidently he said it was terrible. This one is, now this is kind of like, this isn't really, this guy is Big Al Bangin', and he commented on, I had a Pontiac or a GM, some kind of GM in here a while back, and two of the lug nuts, studs were popped out of the hub, and they were just spinning. There's no way you could take them off without doing something. So I showed on that video how to break them off without drilling. It took me 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds per lug to get them off. This guy said, awesome video. I'm a tech for Firestone. I had issue with the Malibu. I've gone through hell times before in other cars trying to get the spinning lug nut off. I googled a better solution, came across your video, and it works great. Great video, man. Thank you. So that's just, it's a comment. I mean, I get a lot of those comments. A lot of mechanics will comment on the video and we'll kind of trade information back and forth. That's the one good thing about YouTube is even if you've been working on cars your whole life, you can still learn something from somebody. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I still learn stuff every day, and if you don't, then you're probably going to fail in the industry. So it's just kind of neat that other mechanics can watch other channels and learn things. This one's one of my favorites. This is from Brian Phillips. I think this video was on a Pontiac G6. I did something to a water pump or something, and he said, "Now see here, you dirty blank locker. He called it a locker, blank locker. That's a 3.5, not a 3.6. Go blank yourself with a watermelon instead of blanking up YouTube." So I had to, kind of change the wording a little bit because it's a family channel. And anyway, this guy was mad because I said 3.5, I guess, at some point in the video, or 3.6 instead of 3.5. That happens. Some guys work on cars and just do it as a paycheck, and they don't think about them on a time off. I'm actually a pretty big gearhead. I'm into cars, motorcycles, ATVs. I've been gearhead my whole life. But, I'm into muscle cars and stuff like that. I'm not really into 3.5 Pontiac G6s, so it's all the same to me. I just get them in, fix them, and get them out. Could care less if I made a mistake on, the size of the engine. They're pretty much all the same. So anyway, this guy was mad that I made a mistake on that. That was kind of entertaining. Hopefully it wasn't super serious. This one was on a video. I'm not sure what video she was talking about. I can't remember, but I saved it. What an idiot. Does not know how to record videos. I'm recording a video right now. I mean, how can she say I don't know how to record videos when that's the whole channel is my videos that I recorded? I guess she means she don't like the way I record them. But this one here is from Eduardo Cruz. Now he was pretty mad at me because I worked on one of the videos on the SRT4, which is kind of funny because I actually owned that car for a while. Sold it to my nephew, and it's his car now, and I still work on it. And once in a while, throw little jabs in there about it just to make fun of my nephew. And I even say that in the video that I'm not serious. I'm just joking around. But this guy got pretty mad. He evidently takes this pretty serious. He said, Eduardo said, no need for you to talk blank about the guy or even his car. If you're a mechanic, just shut the blank up and keep your comments to yourself and just do the work. So I'm supposed to be, I guess, some kind of robot without any opinions on the cars I work on. You know, it was funny is I don't think this guy's joking. I think he's serious. Some of these people I think might be joking a little bit, but this guy I think takes his Dodge Neons pretty serious. Now this is probably the last two I'll do. This guy, he's a little unhinged. His name is Off Grid. I think he's been off grid too long because he really takes exception to some of the stuff. I think he's talking about a Geo I worked on, Geo Metro I worked on. He says, you're a garage. Seriously? 1997 WAD there last year in the States. 2002 if you're in Japan. I would not let you fix my daughter's tricycle. So I guess he's saying that whatever Geo Metro I worked on, I might have said the wrong year at some point. And he's really mad about that. And then on the next one, he commented on my Toyota Prius transmission fluid change. He got real mad about that because, well, I'll go into it, but yeah, he took a real obsession to this. This guy, like I said, I think he's been off grid too long because he says, you're not a mechanic, you're an oil change, shade tree, dime a dozen idiot. Watch Geo video. You're pretty stupid on your vehicle knowledge. First, a Geo fuel filter is under the car behind the rear driver's side tire. They are never changed. Okay, well, he's right about the stock fuel filter is behind the rear, but this particular Geo I was working on, someone had put, the owner had put a fuel filter up by the throttle body, and what was going on with that car, if I remember correctly, was the relay was bad. I was jumping the relay. You could see the fuel fill up into the see-through fuel filter on where he had it by the throttle body, and this guy's saying that they never had those on there. Well, they didn't, but this car did, so I'm not sure what he's getting at there. And then he says, changing the oil. First, never ever change the tray fluid. I don't know what tray fluid is. I've been working on cars a long time. I've never heard of tray fluid. Second, a garage repair stuff like fuel injection and heads, valves, stupid mechanic. Measure what you drain out and replace that amount. He's got a bunch of question marks. Duh, what if it was low to begin with? Sooty Kilmer makes you look like a scam mechanic. I wouldn't let you fix my kid's Tonka truck. Folks, never let a guy like this work on your vehicle. So what he's talking about there is a Toyota Prius. A lot of the newer cars don't have transmission dipstick tubes or disc sticks, so you can't check it the normal way. And what I did in that video was I drained the fluid and I measured how much fluid came out, put that much fluid back in, and then I checked it the conventional way. On certain cars, you take the top plug out, you fill it till the fluid comes out, just like a manual transmission, and you put it back in. So that's what I did on that car. Even the service manuals will tell you to measure what you take out. It's a good way to get into the ballpark or close to where you need to be. And then, of course, you go on and double check it and make sure that's the correct amount, which I did in that video. So I don't know, you know, I guess he's saying that even Toyota's dumb or everyone's dumb. That's a standard thing that most people do now. If you change the trans fluid and just service them on these newer cars without the dipstick, you just measure it out, put what you took out back in, and then check it the normal way again. At least you're in the ballpark with it. But he didn't like the way I did that. And then he said I wouldn't let you fix my kid's Tonka truck. I tell you what, I feel bad for his kids. He has a dad like that. He's been off grid that long that I don't know. I don't have that kind of time to go on every single video and just dog somebody like that. Like I said, don't hurt my feelings. I could care less. I got plenty of people that come to me for car work and trust me. And I've been doing it a very long time, and you know, it just shows the ignorance of some people. But like I said, I don't care. I think it's funny. First, I couldn't fix his daughter's tricycle, and then I can't fix a Tonka truck. And it's scary people like that actually have kids. Who knows how they're going to grow up? But anyway, I think that's it. Just some of the funny stuff, or some of the things that we've been getting. Of course, there's, you know, a lot more hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of comments. I don't know that I haven't. You know, I try to answer everything on the YouTube channel the best I can. Sometimes I don't always get the notification that someone asked me a question or whatever. I haven't figured out YouTube as far as that goes. Sometimes I notify me, and other times I'll be on a different video or on something. I'll see a comment I didn't see that I wasn't notified about. So I'm not sure how they do that, but I don't get all of the comments that are posted, so I don't necessarily see everything that's posted. But I try my best. If I don't answer you right away, the best way to do it is to just email me on the YouTube channel, and it'll go directly to my email, and I can see it. But anyway, if get some more interesting comments or questions, we might do this more regularly. But anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, or we'll see you on the next one. And as always, God bless.